2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When I was little, we used to live in a small town near the border of Mexico, and it was called Elsa, Texas, because we were so close to the border. I remember every year in December we would go and we would see a parade with a festival of the statue of the Virgin Mary, which is called the Virgen of Guadalupe in Mexico. And it was carried around. There was just the whole festival going on, but I never understood what was being celebrated or why it was being celebrated or anything of it. I just knew it meant that it was closer to Christmas and there was going to be food and gifts involved. So as I got older, I would hear the story about it, but I never actually knew until now what was the history behind it, what were the rituals performed, or anything of it. Today, I'm going to let you know a little bit about the tradition that is done in Mexico December 12th, which is the day of the Virgin of Guadalupe, and is considered her birthday. The story starts back a long time ago in 1531, and it started in December 11. Apparently, the Virgin Mary appeared to a humble Indian named Juan Diego in the city or town of Tepeyac, Mexico, and she asked him to go to the bishop of the town and have a church built in her honor. He did as he was told, but the bishop did not believe him and asked for proof. He had to go back where he first saw the Virgin Mary, and she told him to pick up Castilian roses in his poncho, which is a cloak here in the Americas, and to take him before the bishop. He didn't understand what this would do, but he did as he was told. When he went to the bishop and he spread open his cloak so the roses could be laid out, there was, according to Judy King, an image surrounded by sun rays, and on the bottom there was roses, such as the one you can see on the picture, how it appeared on him. There's going to be a visual right here. And he then believed him. The bishop believed Juan Diego. Then he had the church built, and it is now called the Basilica, and it's located in the northern part of Mexico City. It's actually a very touristical place. A lot of people go to see the image. It is still there. According to CatholicDark.org, there was a lot of scientific methods that were performed on the image. They were trying to find out if the image had been painted on there, if there was any form of ink that was used, if it was basically a scam. And of course nothing was found to this moment. Scientists have not been able to explain how the image was created on the cloak, and is considered a miracle appearance for Mexicans. But after that, the Mexican culture started celebrating her birthday, which is December 12th, on that day that she appeared on the cloak. And they do this by starting December 11th. They do a parade, which is surrounded with music, dance performers. There's a reenactment of the story. I remember seeing the little boys would have their little hats with their faces painted with a mustache, and they would wear the cloak with the traditional Indian sandals, such as the one you can see on this picture. Again, there's going to be another visual. And you can see how he has a mustache patient, and he's basically representing the Indian Juan Diego. And the little girls can carry the baskets with the roses and poinsettias also, which are used a lot in Mexico near Christmas time. And they carry them throughout the parade, and they just reenact the whole story pretty much throughout the parade with everything that's done there. It follows through to the following day. On the following day, which is December 12th, the whole town joins up, and they all go walking through the middle of the town to the main church in the town, and they go and say happy birthday or give thanks for a prayer that was answered, or they can ask for a prayer, just leave the roses and the poinsettias at her temple. And excuse me. And after they do this, they follow through by going to the festival, which is located usually in the middle of the town, and they have music and food, a lot of sweet treats. They have carnival rides. I specifically remember seeing music artists that were brought. Not all towns do this, but some do. They would bring the music artists, and I remember seeing, you know, the people dancing the traditional Mexican music, which is where I learned to dance for the most part. It was very interesting for me watching this as a teenager as well. And at the end, it pretty much ended around midnight, which is the ending of the day, just depends on the town. And they did everything in this order. I didn't understand none of this, like I said, until now, but hopefully today I was able to give you a little piece of my culture, which is Mexican, and this certain holiday that is celebrated in Mexico on December 11 and 12, ending on December 12, which is the birthday of the Virgen of Guadalupe. That there is more to it than just a party for 2 days. There's a history, which included an Indian named Juan Diego that the Virgin Mary appeared to, that she now has a church built in her honor, and there's an image on a cloak that has not been, explained how it was created, and that is followed in a certain organization with a parade done on December 11, followed through December 12, going to the church and saying happy birthday, giving thanks, asking for a prayer, anything like that. And then ending with, of course, the most fun part, which is the party, with the food, the music, and everything else. And now I understand this, so I know what to do and where it's coming from. Hopefully y'all do too, and can celebrate this if you want to. You don't have to be Mexican. Does anybody have any questions?